Alright, Shalom Akim. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Yahweh being the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shai being the Heavenly Father's Son. And I want to give double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, the true elders of Israel today, who rule well. And I want to give salutations and honor to you hopeful elect out there, pushing this truth and sincerity. I want to get into the story of Jacob and Esau, because Jacob and Esau is a very important story to cover, well, to understand. If you don't understand the story of Jacob and Esau, you will find it difficult to understand who's the wicked and who's the righteous. All right. So I'm gonna start at Genesis chapter 25, verse 19. All right. Bear with me for a second. I won't be reading. I will have the computer read it for me. I will have the computer read it for me, and I'm gonna break it down. And I'm gonna skip the 26th chapter just because I wanna focus on the blessing. I'm gonna skip the 26th chapter, and I'm gonna get to the 27th chapter. All right.
And these are the generations of Isaac, Abraham's son. Abraham begat Isaac. And Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife, the daughter of Bethuel, the Syrian of Padan Aram.
All right. Isaac is okay. Abraham is the forefather of Israel. He's one of the forefathers. He is the forefather that originally got the blessing, and and from him it was passed on to Isaac, and from Isaac it was passed on to Jacob. And Rebekah is Isaac's wife.
The sister to Laban the Syrian. And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife, because she was barren. And the Lord was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived. And the children struggled together within her. And she said, If it be so, why am I thus?
All right. Rebekah was pregnant. She had twins in her stomach. And these twins, one was called Jacob, and the other one was called Isaac. Right? The first child that came out was called Esau. The second child was called Isaac, and they never got along, even when they were in the womb, even when they were in Rebekah's stomach. That's why Rebekah was she was disturbed. Her stomach was disturbed because they were constantly fighting in the womb. Right?
And she went to inquire of the Lord. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb.
All right. So when it says 2 nations are in thy womb, it doesn't necessarily mean 2 nations like 2 groups, large masses of people are in her stomach. No, it's talking about 2 individuals that were going to produce that were later on that were going to later on in the future become a nation. All right, beginning with Jacob Jacob, well, for example, Jacob was gonna grow up to be the nation of Israel. All right, he was gonna his um his um his descendants were eventually we're gonna become a nation. In Esau, we're eventually gonna his descendants, you know, his Slakia, his children were gonna later become a nation also. All right, so it's speaking about the beginnings of a nation.
And two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people.
All right, it says one people shall be stronger than the other people. Keep that in mind because I'm gonna break that down later on.
And the elder shall serve the younger.
All right, the elder shall serve the younger. Now keep in mind who comes out first. Who 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 Rebecca gives birth to first, and who comes out second. All right, because this is a very important um uh point in this breakdown. It says the elder shall serve the younger. All right.
And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb.
Right, twins in her womb. All right, two boys, Jacob and Esau. Okay,
And the first came out red, all over, like an hairy garment.
describing Esau. All right, describing the physical characteristics of the so-called white man.
And they called his name Esau. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel.
Okay, all right. Now after came out Jacob, which will be the so-called African Americans, the so-called Native Americans, and the so-called Hispanics today. All right, and the Israelites scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. All right.
And his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years old.
Okay. Jacob took hold of Esau's heel. All right. That represents that's symbolic um for Jacob being stronger than Esau. All right. It says the elder shall serve the younger. Esau will eventually get brought down to serve Jacob. All right. Now we know Jacob is much stronger because if you look today, if you look on from a modern day point of view, who is ruling in every sport? Who is dominating in every sport? All right, in basketball, you see nothing but Jacob. You see nothing but so-called African Americans, so-called Native Americans, and so-called Hispanics. The same thing for soccer. The same thing for baseball. The same thing for any sport. All right. The descendants of Jacob dominate. Okay.
When she bare them, and the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field.
Now, again, describing the characteristics of the so-called white man. The white man likes to hunt. All right. This is how we know that the Esau is the modern day is the so-called white man. All right, because the white man likes to hunt. Okay.
And Jacob was a plain man, dwelling in tents.
And Jacob, okay, Jacob likes to stay in his own territory. Jacob is a plain man. Uh, Jacob likes he likes the simple life. You know, he doesn't like he's not an off the wall character. You know, he's not an off the wall individual. He doesn't like to go. Um, he doesn't like to do more than um what he feels that he's capable of. You know, he he's a plain man. Now, you know what? When you get into that word plain, Slakia. But when you get into that word plain, it means just bear with me for a second. We're gonna look up the word plain. Jacob was a plain man. You know what, Slakia? Jacob was a plain man, one who lacks nothing in physical strength. Basically, okay, and beauty, etc. Basically, Jacob was a perfect man. He was made perfect. Okay, complete, right? Complete, morally innocent, having integrity. One who morally and ethical pure. Okay, so basically, Jacob was a perfect individual. All right, physically, he was perfect. You know, he was physically and spiritually. You know, but he Esau lacked. Esau lacked in 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 just about everything. Esau lacked in faith. Esau lacked in pigment. Esau lacked in remorse. All right. Esau was just he was made undone. All right. Continuing on.
And Isaac loved Esau because he did eat of his venison, but Rebekah loved Jacob. And Jacob sought pottage, and Esau came from the field, and he was faint.
All right. So Jacob was making pottage. Slakia. Okay. So Jacob was making pottage. All right. And Esau came from the field, and he was tired. All right. He was and Jacob, I mean, and Esau, in Esau's words, at his point to die.
And Esau said to Jacob, Feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage. for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom.
Okay, so Esau was basically asking Jacob, "Hey, Jacob, feed me some, give me some of that pottage, because I'm hungry."
And Jacob said, Sell me this day thy birthright.
And Jacob was like, "Okay, you know what? You want the pottage? Sell me the birthright. I'll make you a fair deal."
And Esau said, Behold, I am at the point to die.
All right, and just like I said, Esau's words. He said, "I am at the point to die."
And what profit shall this birthright do to me?
So he didn't have no faith. That represents Esau not having faith in his blessing. All right. So what Esau did, Esau made the trade. He shook hands and he made the deal. All right. So shook hands, so to speak. He made the deal final and he made the trade.
And Jacob said, Swear to me this day.
So Jacob made him swear. All right. And back in those days, if you made a promise, that promise wasn't, it couldn't have been broken. All right.
And he sware unto him, and he sold his birthright unto Jacob. Then Jacob gave Esau bread and pottage of lentils, and he did eat and drink, and rose up and went his way.
Okay, so Esau and Jacob made the deal. Jacob gave the pottage to Esau, and Esau and Jacob had to wait for the blessing. All right, because the blessing, Esau didn't have possession of the blessing just yet. All right. Well, he didn't have the like Isaac had the blessing, and Isaac was the birthright was supposed to go to Esau, but Esau made the trade. So now the birthright is supposed to go is supposed to go get passed down to Jacob.
Thus Esau despised his birthright.
Okay. Now that was it for chapter 25. We're gonna skip to chapter 27, and we're gonna follow up on the birthright. We're gonna skip to the moment where Jacob is at his point to die, and he's ready to give up the birthright.
Genesis 27. And it came to pass that when Isaac was old, and his eyes were dim, so that he could not see, he called Esau his eldest son, and said unto him, My son.
All right. Now, what happens when an individual is very 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 old? How many times have you guys seen an old individual? He was so old that he couldn't even open his eyes. You know, he was he that a lot of times when that happens, um, the 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 elderly people are at their point to give up the ghost, so to speak.
said unto him, Behold, here am I. And he said, Behold now, I am old, I know not the day of my death. Now therefore, take, I pray thee, thy weapons, thy quiver and thy bow, and go out to the field, and take me some venison.
All right, so Isaac knew that he was about to give up the ghost. You know, he that he was gonna die, and that's why he said, "Yo, I can." He basically said, "Yo, I can die any day, any moment." So Esau go to the field and fetch me some and make me some Vincent. You know, go to the field, hunt some hunt a animal. I believe that the animal was like a you know um a lamb or or goat or you know like you know he had a hunt well he had a hunt a animal so he can make the Vincent
And make me savory
meat
such as I love,
Salakia.
and bring it to me, that I may eat, that my soul may bless thee before I die.
Okay, so Isaac was ready to give up the birthright.
And Rebekah heard when Isaac spake to Esau his son. And Esau went to the field to hunt for venison, and to bring it. And Rebekah spake unto Jacob her son, saying, Behold, I heard thy father speak unto Esau thy brother, saying, Bring me venison, and make me savory meat, that I may eat, and bless thee before the Lord, before my death. Now therefore, my son, obey my voice according to that which I command thee. Go down to the flock, and fetch me from thence 2 good kids of the goats.
All right, so Rebecca knew about the deal that Jacob and Esau made. Now, keep in mind, Rebecca knew, or Rebecca loved Jacob. All right, so Rebecca most likely Rebecca wanted Jacob to have the birthright. All right, because she would much rather um um Jacob have the inheritance than Esau to have the inheritance. All right, because remember when I said Esau was lacking, Esau was like he didn't have no care for the birthright. All right, for the inheritance, but Rebecca really didn't want the inheritance to go down to to Esau because he knew that he was just a careless and individual, and Jacob wasn't.
And I will make them savory meat for thy fathers.
So Rebecca sent Jacob to grab. Rebecca gave Jacob instructions to follow, and these are the instructions.
Such as he loveth, and thou shalt bring it to thy father, that he may eat, and that he may bless thee before his death. And Jacob said to Rebekah his mother, Behold, Esau my brother is a hairy man, and I am a smooth man. My father peradventure will feel me, and I shall seem to him as a deceiver, and I shall bring a curse upon me, and not a blessing. And his mother said unto him, Upon me be thy curse, my son. Only obey my voice, and go fetch me them.
All right, so basically, Jacob didn't want to deceive his father. but he was deceiving them in righteousness because Esau and Jacob, they made the bet. All right, so Jacob was deceiving his father in righteousness to get what was rightfully his. All right, and but at the same time, Jacob was afraid because he didn't want to. He was afraid of the punishment that Isaac would give him if Isaac found out what he was up to. And Rebecca basically said, "You know what? That curse, that punishment, I will take the punishment. Don't worry about the punishment. I'm gonna take the punishment."
And he went and fetched and brought them to his mother. And his mother made savory meat such as his father loved. And Rebekah took goodly raiment of her eldest son Esau.
Okay, so Rebecca, the same instructions that that Isaac gave to Esau, Rebecca made the sausage meat. Well, not the sausage meat, slakia.
And his mother made savory meat.
Savory meat. All
Such
right.
as his
The same savory meat Esau was supposed to make, Rebecca made. All right. Rightfully so.
father loved. And Rebekah took goodly raiment of her eldest son Esau, which were with her in the house, and put them upon Jacob her younger son. And she put the skins of the kids of the goats upon his hands, and upon the smooth of his neck.
All right. So she did all that. She did that. So because Isaac couldn't see, and so she knew that Jacob was a hairy individual. So Rebecca she basically put hair on Jacob's arms. All right, I believe it was goat hair because it couldn't have been woolly hair because Esau didn't have woolly hair. Esau had long straight hair. So Rebecca put hair on Jacob's arms so he can present himself um as Jacob.
And she gave the savory meat and the bread, which she had prepared, into the hand of her son Jacob. And he came unto his father, and said, My father. And he said, Here am I. Who art thou, my son? And Jacob said unto his father, I am Esau thy firstborn. I have done according as thou badest me. Arise, I pray thee, sit and eat of my venison, that thy soul may bless me. And Isaac said unto his son, How is it that thou hast found it so quickly, my son? And he said, Because the Lord thy God brought it to me. And Isaac said unto Jacob, Come near, I pray thee, that I may feel thee, my son, whether thou be my very son Esau or not.
All right, so Isaac was in doubt. Isaac had a feeling. His gut feeling was telling him that Jacob that well, not Jacob, but his gut feeling was like he had doubt. So because he couldn't see, he basically told Jacob, "Yo, Jacob, come here." Esau, come here, because he thought it was Esau. Let me touch your arms. Let me see if this is really you.
And Jacob went near unto Isaac his father, and he felt him and said, The voice is Jacob's voice, but the hands are the hands of Esau. And he discerned him not, because his hands were hairy, as his brother Esau's hands. So he blessed him, and he said, Art thou my very son Esau? And he said, I am. And he said, Bring it near to me, and I will eat of my son's venison, that my soul may bless thee. And he brought it near to him, and he did eat. And he brought him wine, and he drank. And his father Isaac said unto him, Come near now, and kiss me, my son. And he came near, and kissed him. And he smelled the smell of his raiment, and blessed him, and said, See, the smell of my son is as the smell of a field which the Lord hath blessed. Therefore God give thee of the dew of...
So basically, Isaac smelled Jacob, and Jacob knew his brother's scent, so he put that scent upon them. He put that scent, that dirty, musty scent on him. All right, and like I said, he presented himself as Esau, and he deceived his father, but in righteousness. All right, because he had to claim his birthright. He had to uphold his side of he had to receive the birthright that Esau traded Jacob.
heaven, and the fatness of the earth, and plenty of corn and wine. Let people serve thee, and nations bow down to thee. Be Lord over thy brethren, and let thy mother's sons bow down to thee.
All right, now this is a very important point in the story. Jacob claiming the birthright.
The smell of my son is as the smell of a field which the Lord hath blessed.
Listen closely.
Therefore God give thee of the dew of heaven.
All right, say God gave thee of the dew of heaven. All right, basically he was gonna well, I'm gonna continue on.
And the fatness of the earth, and plenty of corn and wine. Let people serve thee.
So basically, he was gonna rule the kingdom. All right, and his brothers were gonna serve him. All right, now going back to the elder shall serve the younger. Okay, this was the prophecy. This was prophesied since their younger years. All right, in the 25th chapter, it says the elder shall serve the younger. So it was in righteousness. The Lord made it out to be this way. All right, he he drew it up this way, and we all know whatever the Lord says goes.
The nations bow down to thee. Be Lord over thy brethren, and let thy mother's sons bow down to thee.
All right. So basically, he was going to be ruler of all the nations and all his brethren, and he was gonna his his the nation of Israel, Jacob's nation, the nation of Israel was going to be the nation to rule on the earth forever.
Cursed be every one that curseth thee, and blessed be he that blesseth thee. And it came to pass, as soon as Isaac had made an end of blessing Jacob, and Jacob was yet scarce gone out from the presence of Isaac his father.
All right, so Jacob was afraid, man. Jacob was like, "Yo, let me get up out of here, man, because if my dad finds out, he's gonna have a very mean punishment for me." All right, so Jacob left.
That Esau, his brother, came in from his hunting,
Then afterwards, then afterwards, Esau came in.
And he also had made savory meat, and brought it unto his father, and said unto his father, Let my father arise, and eat of his son's venison, that thy soul may bless me. And Isaac his father said unto him, Who art thou? And he said, I am thy son, thy firstborn, Esau. And Isaac.
Okay, so Esau, being the wicked individual that he is, he tried to play his brother Jacob. All right, he went and tried to claim the birthright anyways. All right, but he didn't know that the birthright was already gone. Salakia. But he didn't know that the birthright was already gone. All right. Esau, what was it? A man of his word.
Trembled very exceedingly, and said, Who? Where is he that hath taken venison and brought it me? And I have eaten of all before thou camest, and have blessed him. Yea, and he shall be blessed. And when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceeding bitter cry, and said unto his father, Bless me, even me also, O my father. And he said, Thy brother came with subtlety, and hath taken away thy blessing.
Okay, so Jacob got the blessing, rightfully so. You know, the deal was made. All right, and Esau traded his birthright to Jacob. All right, and now Esau, now that the blessing is already gone, Esau is looking for another birthright. He's asking his father Isaac, "Hey, Dad, give me a birthright. I mean, I know you have something for me. Give me something." All right.
And he said, Is not he rightly named Jacob?
That is Esau talking.
For he hath supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright, and behold, now he hath taken away my blessing. And he said, Hast thou not reserved a blessing for me? And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, Behold, I have made him thy lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants, and with corn and wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do now unto thee, my son? And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father?
Okay, so he's asking. He asks his dad, man, was that all you had? Like you only had one blessing? Do you have a blessing for me? Do you have a second blessing?
Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass that when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck.
Okay, so basically, this blessing, he gave a similar blessing to Isaac, gave a similar blessing to Esau, that he gave Jacob. Okay, he said he also was gonna have the dew of the earth, the fatness of the earth, and that basically represents rulership on the face of the earth. Now, Esau is ruling. It will So that means that Esau was going to rule for a certain point in time, but eventually, okay, he was going to rule for a certain point in time with the sword. He was going to live by the sword, because it says, roughly paraphrasing, you shall live by the sword. All right, and y'all see right here that Esau has a sword in his hand. All right, now, but it says when he has dominion, he was gonna let his brother yoke. He was gonna lift the yoke off his brother's neck, and that's when Jacob blessing is gonna come into play. All right, that's when Jacob is gonna um symbolically speaking grab the heel of Esau and take him down. All right, and the elder shall serve the younger. All right, and Esau is going to get put into slavery forever. All right, and we are living out these we are living out this prophecy as 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 we speak. You know, we are in those days that the world was given into the hands of the wicked, which is Esau, and his his uh his kingdom is crumbling as we speak, and the kingdom of Jacob is going to be established any moment. All right, and with that, this is the brother Bashar, and I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Yahweh being the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shai being the Heavenly Father's Son, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. All right, double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, the true elders of Israel today who rule well, and salutations and honor to you, to the hopeful elect out there pushing this truth and sincerity. This is the brother Bashar. Shalom.